Hi, I'm on my way to a conservation area to take some shots for the upcoming tracking series, and so I thought I'd take advantage of this opportunity to do a brief introduction to the series, which I'm calling Beginning Tracking Bit by Bit. The purpose is to share knowledge and information that will make you a much better tracker and significantly increase the enjoyment you get out of being in the woods. If you're a beginning tracker, you'll get what you need to get started and get out there starting right away. If you're an expert or master tracker, you'll be bored to death. If you're a casual tracker who just likes to do it as you're doing other things in the woods, you'll find tips that I think will help you be systematic in how you approach it and improve your skills. My hope is that not only will your skills and enjoyment increase, but that you'll also share your skills and enjoyment here on the channel and with other people, especially younger people who seem to have nature deficit disorder. At the outset, let me say that I make no claims to being an expert tracker. I've never had any specialized training in it either. What I do have is several years of experience in learning from others that have allowed me to distill ways to quickly improve tracking abilities. And that's what I want to share. Ways to make your tracking more successful, more enjoyable. There are a lot of different kinds of tracking. There's tactical tracking, such as that used by the military for intelligence and interdiction, law enforcement tracking, search and rescue tracking, and just recreational trapping. And that's what I'll focus on. But I'm hoping the series will be useful for people learning the other disciplines too. And who knows? You may fall in love with it enough to go out and volunteer for a search and rescue team. At the outset, I have two recommendations for you. The first is to view these videos in sequence, because each video assumes you've seen the preceding ones. The second one is to do your field work, or as trackers often call it, dirt time. Dirt time is the single biggest way that you will improve as a tracker and get a lot more enjoyment out of it. In fact, the best use of these videos is simply to make your dirt time more productive. So, what do you need in order to get started? The first thing you need is a place to track. I've picked an outside place for this video. It's a local conservation area, so it's very convenient. Whichever place you pick, I encourage you to make sure it's one you can return to over and over, because familiarity with the terrain will really speed up your learning process. The second thing you need is appropriate trail gear and trail clothing. The wind chill is about 0 right now. Tracking would be no fun if I were shivering. But you can also practice your tracking skills at a shopping mall, in a store, and even at home. And I encourage you to begin applying what the videos cover in those settings too, so that you develop tracker habits that become second nature. There are some more things that will also help your learning curve. I'll show a few of them now and add additional ones as we go. First thing is a notebook and pen, because as you begin recording your observations, you'll learn a lot faster. A measuring tape, which you can use for measuring sign, like gates and tracks and so on, and scat. A small magnifying glass. This is not a very good one, but it'll do. A flashlight. Not only is it good trail practice, but many times you cannot see details in track or other sign without the aid of additional light. I hope I don't have to say always carry your compass. If you think it's easy to get lost just hiking, when you go tracking, I promise you, you will get disoriented, and it is way easier to get lost. I've done it more than once. And finally, binocular or monocular, just a small set. Often when you come into an area, the game that left sign is still very close, so it's always a good idea to scan the area before coming in so you don't spook them and have to chase on down the trail after them. I'll add some more things as we go. Finally, get a hold of one or more good tracking reference books. The one I hear referred to most in YouTube and other thing is the Mammal Tracks and Signs by Mark Elbrock. This weighs almost 4 pounds, so it's heavy, but it has an awful lot of illustration and detail in it. Another one is published by Falcon. It's called The Tracker's Field Guide by James C. Lowery. This has, it's well illustrated, but not in color, and it has less detail on things other than prints, so it doesn't have a lot on scats, holes in the ground, and so on. It weighs under 2 pounds. So what I carry in my pack is a Lowery, and this is my desk reference, which I usually leave home. If you were to say, I don't really want to, this one ran 20 bucks. This one is listed at almost 50 bucks. So if you asked me, well, if I'm only going to get one, what should I get? I would say this, because you're more likely to take it with you, and it's very easy to access the data you want in this one. There's not a tremendous amount of data, but it's easier to access. So if you're only going to get one, or you're going to get one to start, try this, would be my recommendation. Well, I appreciate your company on this little adventure. I hope we'll have a lot of good times together in the woods. See you on down the trail. He's wondering what I am. We'll leave him